So you touched briefly on a research fellow here in New Zealand at AUT.
Yeah.
Your research sort of centers around physique and strength sports, specifically training and nutrition. Talk to us a little bit about how you feel with regards to studies versus anecdotal evidence in strength sports and bodybuilding, and how you do a bit of speaking work at academic and fitness industry conferences and things like that. Talk to us a bit about that sort of work that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, so early on, I was probably more appreciated for my intellectual contributions to the sport than I was as an athlete. The funny thing is people might see me as like the science guy first, but in my core, I'm always an athlete first, and that's never changed. Because once I got bit by that bug, that was a strong marriage in my soul with the iron. Mm-hmm. And that is always what comes first. So when I first got interested in the science of bodybuilding, it was because I wasn't getting the gains I wanted to be better. So it first started very inwardly focused. And then once I started to get kudos and, I was a personal trainer and I was helping people and I got better at that, it became my craft, my intellectual pursuit. And I had a connection to the sport now through science. And so for me, it was my anecdotal drive as an athlete of trying to figure out what to do better and not necessarily being satisfied with the answers that I would get from asking people in the bodybuilding.com forums or reading what pros are doing in the magazines, where I was like, first I want to ask better questions and I want to have more sure answers. Because you can ask the same thing and 10 different people will tell you 10 different things are the best.
That's right.
Anecdotes and science go hand in hand. And it's like a continual relay race where we know what works. The thing about an anecdote, if a bunch of pro level bodybuilders are telling you, we all do this, and this is how we succeeded. There's a saying, success leaves clues. And it's not that success leaves answers, it's success leaves clues. Because what you know from an anecdote, if a bunch of pros are doing that, it is not preventing them from succeeding. But you can't know that what they're doing isn't just good enough for them to succeed, or it's not preventing them from winning, right? But how do we know it's the best? We can't. You simply can't, and that's just the way logic works. What if there's another reality where they're doing that, but they slightly tweak it and it's better? What if they're good despite what they're doing and it's their genetics, or in the IFBB, their drug protocol is better and their training's actually not that good? There's so many variables we can't know. So in my mind, what you do is you take what's going on anecdotally and that gives you your clues, and then you go, right, let's take all these possibilities, let's take these potential pathways to getting better and let's test them. Let's bring them into the lab. Let's do applied research, and then we can refine it even more. And then we pass that baton back to the athletes and the coaches. They go, hey, try this. Let me know how it works. How would you put this into the field? And then they try it out and they go, yeah, this worked, this didn't work. This worked in the lab, but it doesn't quite fit into someone's lifestyle. And then we refine and they pass us the baton back. So anytime someone positions it as it's bro science versus science or experience versus research, I think that's a real missed opportunity to see how they synergize. And you really should be leaning on both.